every walk in nature, one receives far more than what they seek. We promise you something great, promise you something thrilling. Welcome to another new episode of Landscape Legacies. Today on our program, I'm about to take you to Garden House Hobart, situated in a beautiful tropical garden with a fabulous pool overlooking the rice fields. Let's go take a look at this amazing place.
First of all, Garden House is an old house. It's a house that was built in 1871 by a Sri Lankan family. And when my husband and I came to Sri Lanka in 2005, we totally fell in love with this place. For many years we have been dreaming of a place in Asia. We have been working in Asia for around 20 years in different countries. And a dream came up to have a nice place somewhere in Asia. And when we ended up in Sri Lanka, we found this very nice place.
Guest architect for today's program is Chartered Architect Mr. Russell Nandania. We warmly welcome you to today's program on Landscape Legacies again. This house is tastefully decorated with lots of space to relax and to enjoy the tranquil location. Let's see the in-depth detail of this project.
Actually, this project is a villa, very luxury villa, basically catering for the tourist promotion. By the time we are doing this project, most of the tourist promotional places came up along the beach side. We took a very rational decision in 2008. We should bring the architecture and building inland, so that when we are creating inland tranquility, the view is a very important thing, and the landscaping again very much important, because that views and vistas are limited within our site. This is a 2-acre block with a distance view maybe about another 3-4 acres right round. Client brief is drastically different. They needed their foreign couple. Actually, they mesmerized the Sri Lankan environment and architecture. And so I thought that building itself is a Sri Lankan quality. Why not we are adopting that architecture to the new building? So that it is very important when we are talking about the views and nice tranquil situation. Directionally we have to grab and we have to link our interior with the outside landscape. So this building we are having basically 3 sides open to the landscape. Generally most of the cases it is 2 sides. But here, very special, we created 3 sides open to the landscape.
that was to be renovated completely changed into a holiday home, giving us a sense of relaxation while retouching the nature. This is the history of this location.
When I am coming here, there was a very old building, single story, small scale building, sort of Walauwa style building. But the site again very nice, that old couple of trees were there, and there's a nice setup with tiers, and it is all looking paddy fields. So we thought all these things are very potential for landscaping, and we thought of doing something which represent the era. So we encourage, that is very easy. Yeah, encouraging the clients, most of the clients are going to modern buildings, but this particular clients are foreigners, so they pretty much like and mesmerized with Sri Lankan architecture. By the time we took a very bold decision, we decided to limit as far as possible to the exist. We try to establish the era, because we can put up any building, modern building, so it's not representing the era. But this building in particular belongs to modern facilities, but housed in an ancient sort of architectural building, completely open to the landscape. So that house itself is a famous destination, the garden house. If you search through, then you can find the garden house, because that house become the secondary, the garden become a first. That is the history of this building. And after 2004, we put it into the awards, and by the time that the most highest award is the best personalized house of the year award, this house recognized is the best house of the Sri Lanka in 2008.
I'm pretty sure you're waiting to see more of what we got. Stay tuned till we return from a quick break.
Well, first of all, I mean, we're enjoying very much staying in the garden house. I mean, we can have a life here where we are living very close to the nature. I mean, as you can see, the architecture here provides us actually an opportunity to live more or less outside all the time. And at the same time, we have the nature very close to us. The garden is beautiful. I mean, we are overlooking some beautiful paddy fields, rice fields, and we can enjoy that the local people, they're actually preparing, you can say, the fields for the rice. Additionally, the garden has been designed in a way where we have different kinds of, you can say, nature inside the same garden. And we can have a very nice, you can say, environment, living environment around the swimming pool, where we are enjoying, you can say, most of our free time.
This house is designed to give us a very peaceful feeling. Let's see how the designing process happens.
With regard to the design, it is very essential to place the main elements of the building. So for me, this building, the main place is the veranda where we are talking, and the pool, because this is basically a climax of the spaces. So what I did was that we took the entrance from the other side, so nobody will experience this sort of open, very free space behind, and we created a main axis. So So most of the public areas like living, kitchen and verandas, all these things are in the ground floor except the informal office. Rest of the sleeping areas we located in the upper level. So with regard to the design, those are the key decisions. We have to think very bold way how exactly locate things to ensure the privacy and the relaxation. But we had a very strange constraint because, as I said earlier, we had an old house. So I wanted a clear element to establish this building, a 100-year-old building. So there's a very nice arch. So we protect that arch. So that is the constraint. It is basically a first line of our drawing board, because that first line already drawn 100 years ago, that particular arch. We preserve that arch and we strategically locate all other places right round. That is the very interesting process, not like a very free place. We covered it with two sides of the timber in the construction and filled with sand and support, and we demolished entire building. On top of the keeping this wall, we constructed it. But that construction part we had to consider in the design, how exactly we are going to preserve this wall, so that that windows and doors, the tradition and that the type of doors and windows we exclusively consider to reuse, because we had to replicate all those existing type of windows to make a certain character. So all these things are matter during the design process. What is the existing character? How exactly we are incorporate those things into the design, and it is actually really an enjoyable process.
In what terms did the implementation support in bringing this project a success?
That implementation of this project is very interesting. We had to make 40 to 48 numbers of site visits. I couldn't exactly remember, especially the landscaping and various other arrangements here to explain. Even we are finding a column, ancient column, and sometimes we replicated that column in the same proportion, but how it placing on top of the stone and how exactly we are fixing it, those things we have to detail on the site. So implementation is very interesting, because we can't just draw a set of detailed drawing and give it to the contractor and expect this quality work is a dream. So we have to keep it on eye, and we have to have a lot of time and effort on supervising and explaining, and exactly we two, client, architect and the contractor had to meet their minds in par with exactly what is the end product.
This place is a beautiful conservation of environment. Time for a short break. We'll be back soon. There are different sections to this project, such as the pool, the walkway, the garden space and the natural ponds. How have these natural benefited in bringing out a success to the look of this project?
Actually, that with regard to that pond, natural pond, I have to say there was the canal of the village that is going across our garden. So we created a pond, natural pond in the middle way. So with the rainy season, excessive water is coming and that pond is filled up. That even dry season, that water is there because that area is muddy. That is the extreme, when you are entering, it is extreme left, because that is naturally we identified that location along with the canal, existing canal. Then with regard to the axis, main axis as you said, so we are coming up. Then we created the main axis across our main arch from the beginning of the entry. And the pool completely opposite side. We created that area as the climax of the entire complex, so it should be the end, because if a visitor comes, there's a entering sequence, so that first they are entering to the entrance veranda. So once that with that veranda you will expose to that front garden, and when you are enter into the house, you won't see, you will see only the glimpses of the swimming pool and glimpses of the garden with very beautiful focused windows. So we created vistas. Strategically, we located the windows with considering the location of the furniture with the courtyard, and then through to the courtyard they can enter into that climax area where that veranda, open veranda, dining veranda is there. So it is linked up with the wet edge pool, flowing views across the paddy fields. That is the whole idea of location.
Elements definitely incorporate for the look and the feel. Let's take a look what elements we have used to bring out a good look for this project.
Actually, with the elements, here is a very important 2-3 elements. The priority one is the columns, because we selected very traditional long Hobart style columns that is very unique to this area. And we found that from that ancient house which was demolished on site. And the other element is the windows, again the very unique, with 2 slashers and right round the plaster bands we created to enhance the beauty of that element. Together with these windows and columns, we created the veranda with some traditional Korawagala sort of, Muragala sort of modern version that is unique to our design. Not exactly repeating or we took over from somewhere, but concept we took, but it is a very unique element where you are entering from the veranda to the pool, and from where you are entering from the veranda to the landscaping. And the other main element is the roof, because here you will find that different roofs. Main building we covered with 2 types of hip roofs together with 2 angular roofs, lean-to roofs. Then generally we are not finding it of the ancient house as it is, but here it is very unique. We had lean-to roof, 2 lean-to roof. One is sloping towards the accommodating the veranda of the front garden, the other one sloping towards the pool and the rest of the landscaping.
Time spent with nature heals your body, mind and your spirit. Promising you something equally thrilling on our next episode, I'm going to say goodbye. Till then, enjoy your week.